We are ready to handicap and bet from Australia. We have 4 offerings of Australia racing. They are racing at it's Sunday afternoon over in Australia, so we are in our Express Bet platform. We ended up last night down 40 because our first bet we had 42 to 1 and 7 to 1 switched up. Just it sucked. But I didn't stream poker earlier, so I'm feeling a little more awake, a little more active, a little more ready to win the moolah. All right, let's see what race we got coming up. Australia A is coming up.
$1.75 is our favourite for race number 6. Let's go up to Josh.
We're not going to be able to handicap this one, but we'll watch it.
See the stable looking for a double after Better Than Best romped in race number 2. They've all been clear-cut margins. Go Darcy won the first race by about 3. Better Than Best won by about 6, and Firebox won by about 5. So far, the 3 winners have all put a gap in their rivals, really. Now, the well-travelled Canberra Rockers about to move in, trained by Johnny Ferguson.
As you're watching that, I'm just going to bring up the
Birdsville and Batuta
before going to handicap it really quick. Probably not going to put in a bet, though.
Now, Mocking and Papa Joe will complete the line, but the filly Better Thinking a deserved favourite into 170 from 190. So been well supported here, jumping from
a really short race. They're going a whopping half a mile here.
So Papa Joe will complete the line. Starter around front for race 4. A lot of money on Better Thinking here, gate 2. And we're right to go. So stand by at the half mile for the 4th. Red light turned on. Here we go, waiting for Vice Man. Gate 2 for Better Thinking, our fave. Set now. Still holds. Hits the button now, racing. Better Thinking away fairly. Papa Joe out wide away brilliantly. Led the way early doors here from running up into the second. Party Glow. Ava Mack and Better Thinking's up to 4.
I'll tell you, that one was
the
one left well, but
second last. And last of all is Vice Man.
He was aggressively handled the lead well.
From Better Thinking, Papa Joe 3 wide third, 4th Party
Glow. It's a terrible position, but you're only taking one turn.
On the outside, about 6 lengths off the leader. Ava Mack narrowly from Better Thinking. Papa Joe 3rd. Then coming Mocking down the outside. Secluded's the next one. Just in front, Ava Mack, but Better Thinking limbs up on the outside. Likewise, Papa Joe.
One's in trouble. It's got nothing.
Tries late Mocking. Ava Mack, Better Thinking, Mocking. Ava Mack. Ava Mack has won for me, the Better Thinking or Mocking. Not sure for Papa Joe, the Seclude, Canberra Rock. I'm a Bum and Party Glow. Vice Man last of all.
Eva Mack has got the money here from gate 1. Zoomed through down the inside to hold up on, hard up on the fence. And just kept kicking on. It's a photo here, but I'm thinking it's Eva Mack. Josh thought it was Eva Mack. And just going to wait for the photo here. But, yeah, I'm going to say it's Eva Mack. And Monty Sava takes 3 off. Had no weight on its back and was just too fast. So it gets the money here. Papa Joe had it tough enough today. He had jumped well, but kicked up to go forward and lead up. But it was just from that wider gate, he had to press forward, and he's deep, and he was under pressure. They had him under pressure, rounding the turn. See Josh give him a cut with a stick and to go on with it. He was brave, but and Better Thinking was good, but Eva Mack was just too fast.
Let's see what we got here.
Just getting out that little bit under pressure.
Australia D is coming up.
With no weight on its back was too speedy.
We'll mute that. All right, so Australia D has 8 minutes. And And the track is listed as good. It's 8 horses scratch, so let's go take a look here. Before I forget, gotta put some money in. 1 bullet. 20 bucks. You don't, I try not to make it a habit of going too big of a bullet, especially when they're only tracks we can bet right now are Australia, so just fire little $20 bullets. Alright, so let's see what we got here. 7 furlong race at Goulburn. Goulburn. Okay, that's enough of that. So we're going to kind of go piece by piece through the field. Again, Australia has high weight first. It's not like America where the post position is the head number, the high weight's the head number. So the one, really consistent. Nothing really sexy about this horse, just very consistent, at least recently. Hasn't raced at the track. Has only 1 race at the distance. Now it's kind of mediocre. Carrying a lot of weight for a horse that doesn't show a lot of winning. All right, 2 horse. Second race off a little layoff here. It's a winning type. Either wins or just is way too far back. There's 9 horses in this field after the scratch, so that should help. Horse doesn't like to go through a bunch of traffic. It hasn't been racing much. Horse and rider get along pretty well. Has to carry some weight though. Interesting type. Probably going to be good odds, but it's really kind of interesting. Lack of consistency. 3 horse. This race record on a good track's no fun, and the only good track race we see is really bad with no excuses. They're betting them though, early at least. Horse is 9-2. Weird. Seems like a pretty easy pass. All right, let's see. 4 horse. 1 last time out. Carrying this weight, same rider. Went off 8-1. Horse was probably due. 3-4-43. Hadn't won. Has only 1 win on the good track, and that last race was on the soft going. This horse is almost like a lock to run 4th or 5th. Yeah, I'm not interested on that one. Maybe 3rd at best. All right, 5's jumping from a maiden race after a maiden win. Came from an outside post to win that race. Never a big fan of horses jumping from maiden to winning company. Their first, never interested in their first race off the maiden effort. Never too interested, at least unless they show a whole lot. I wouldn't. Again, not a good record on good going. And then gets the weight allowance because of the apprentice, but still going to have to carry extra weight from that maiden effort. Pretty easy pass there too. 6 is interesting here. It's going to be, price is going to be right. He's going to be a huge long shot. You can throw out the last race on the soft going. Races before that, they're not great. Schiller, last time Schiller was on, ran 2nd in a 10 horse field against a Class 2 bunch. Didn't have to carry any weight at all. We're definitely going to come back to him on a long shot possibilities. All right, 7 horse. Brock Ryan, again, coming from a maiden victory. Soft going. His form on the good track, when you throw out this race, there's off a layoff. His form on the good tracks here. You know, that's not bad. He's getting some interest. I don't like him to win, but we'll come back to him. The 8 scratch. 9 horse. Solar Shadow. I don't think he's fast enough for these. 0 for 6 at the track. Looks more of a distance or pass. And the 10 has to show us anything. Hasn't even been interested in any races in slow. And has been off in weird times. So we'll pass. So we like 6 and 7 maybe second or third. 3 is really interesting here. I'm sorry, not the 3, the 2. 2 is really interesting here, and then the 1's here. So we're just going to play a little exact. Play the 2. Who's good odds right now. 2 with the 1, 6, 7. Alright. And we will put bucks to win in place on the, probably just to win on the 2. Alright, and they're about to race like real soon, so I will shut up and we'll watch the race.
To $12. So Maddie's the boss walks up now, and that will leave it for Tribuna to complete it. And will be set race 2. Favourite did it all the way in the first duty, beating home Chewy 2, and they beat the others pretty comfortably. $2.30 Rosebank, $6 Sailing Along, $7 Jellies, $8.50 Foxy Free, $9 about Tribuna. And she's walking in now, Tribuna. So she links into her gate, although she doesn't quite, as she was about to move up. She just wanted to back away momentarily. But she reloads this time. And the 9 fillies and mares are ready at the 1,400 metres. Race 2. Set to jump. And they're racing now. Sailing along down on the inside jump brilliantly. Landed a length in front of Foxy Free and Lily's Little Girl.
Well, not a big fan of the 2 leaving dead last, even though
she's in 4th, placing a length away.
Even though the horse didn't lead particularly bad out the gate, just kind of lumbered back.
On the rails inside of Tribuna. 2.5 away, Solar Shadow, and ahead last on the rails is Maddie's the boss. Foxy Free pressed on and took up the running coming off the back straight. Leads 3/4 on Rosebank, the favourite second. Sailing along, gets a nice trail, a length into half away third, and the outside 4th is Lily's Little Girl past the 800. 2 to Jellies. She's outside Congenial Mistress. 2.5 then to Tribuna. 2 Maddie's the boss, and last is Solar Shadow. Foxy Free comes down the side past the 600. Leads 3/4 Rosebank. Lily's Little Girl peels out 3 wide. Jellies 4 deep. Sailing along right behind them. Just needs a run now. They're followed by Tribuna. Solar Shadow to the outside from Congenial Mistress, and last Maddie's the boss. They're in the straight now, and it's Foxy Free being joined the outside by
Alright, they're bunching up. The two's winding through. He's got some run here. He's got some run here.
Tribuna. Jellies is all over the place, chasing Rosebank, who's shot away. 100 left to go. She's out by 3 lengths on Jellies. Tribuna. Foxy Free battles away, but it's all Rosebank late, and she wins it in a breeze. Rosebank by 3.5. Second Tribuna, third
favorite
Jellies,
one
and
easily.
Maddie's the boss got home, might grab 4th from Sailing Along and Foxy Free. Next Congenial Mistress, then Solar Shadow, and last home Lily's Little Girl.
That's okay.
Just too good for them, Rosebank, and look, she took a little bit of time there in the first furlong or two. She rode her with a little.
Alright. 3B is the next one coming up. Let's see if everything's scratched. Excuse me. 8 horses scratched. Alright, we have a maiden race. Always fun to handicap these.
she's running some extremely tough racing since we've had her. We've really put her in some tough racing, in some showcase meetings and that. She's never let us down once, and just wrapped to get another win on the board. I thought the ride was great ride from a 3 kilo girl. She was caught a bit deep, and then she had no real option but to go up outside the lead there, and you know, obviously she had a bit of horse underneath her, and she was always going to be strong late.
Look, I've got to concur there. She made a few decisions in 400 metres, which was a great thing for her. At this mare, her versatility takes her away. We've seen her off the bridle and back in short ones, and you got her out to a trip, and she can sit lead. It's a big head start.
Yeah, she's
All right, let's see what we got from Australia B. We have a lot of horses coming off long layoffs because of it being a maiden race. All right, got the one start, second place, long layoff. It was like 9 months. So 9 months, respectable barrier trial, which is like a workout, same thing. Ran 4th out of 10. Matt McGarren also rode the horse in the barrier trial. Definitely one to watch for. Post 13's a big issue here. Gonna be weird trying to cross over in front of this field. The horse went to lead, lost the lead, and then came back to run second in his only race. Okay. Let's see here. Let me just check what the track condition is. Good track. Okay, good. All right. Came off this horse is second off the layoff. Pretty ugly first race off the layoff. No interest at 31 to 1. Interesting. Just didn't fire at all. This is a really good barrier trial though, right here on March 29th. So the horse has talent, but he also did that before where he ran an okay barrier trial. So he's a morning warrior. We'll come back to it. If the odds are really good, we may go there. All right, 3. Can he win? No, he's 0 for 37. Oh, the irony. He's too slow. Maybe able to kind of creep into 3rd. But 0 for 37 is pretty rough. Corruptible. 0 for 21. Look at this. A horse last year, at the end of the year, ran second 3 times in a row, and that was after being basically 0 for 0 for, first and second 0 for his entire existence until he started to fire it back up. Second from the 1 hole, second from the 13 hole, second from the 1 hole, and then suddenly that form just kind of dried up, and the horse looked pretty ordinary after that. Then comes off the layoff. Interesting. Just an interesting horse. Not a ton of upside though. Not some upside there. Alright, to 5. He's gonna have to suddenly show up with something more than he's done lately. Not many excuses, and not many bright spots. Probably an easy pass there, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so what were we talking about, the 2 being a shot? Oh yeah, he scratched, so forget about that one. Alright, so we're back to the drawing board here with some of these others. Alright, so 2 and 11 are scratched. Go to 6. Alright, well. First race, comes off a long layoff, had a barrier trial, didn't do anything for a long time. Shows up for one race, runs third of 14 with a good speed number at 21 to 1. Then goes on another layoff. I don't know. I mean, it's a good race last time. Definitely someone to think about. Oh, excuse me. Okay, 7 won the barrier trial and then came back from well back in the field to run second, losing by a length. And that was 19 days ago. That's a really, I mean, this is a really, this sectional here is really good to be coming from far back on a soft track. This post is really bad, though. Really bad. But those are, this is impressive race lines. That last race is really impressive. Let's go to the 8. We're going to go to the 8. Seems kind of slow. 1 second. Eight seems kind of slow. Not a lot of potential upside here. We'll pass. The 9. Another slow one. We're really just looking for anything like here, speed number wise, racing style wise, to see if there's some sort of life, something to kind of just a nugget of information to pull out. And 9's not what we're looking for. 10. So the 10 has sort of third twice in 14 races. That's no go. 11 scratched. Go to the 12. Alright, the 12 showed something. Second and third. Made the lead from the post 8 with some weight. Excuse me, the heavy going. Is in racing shape fit. 12's, I was going to say 12's probably the favorite, and looking at the betting, 12 is the favorite. Makes perfect sense. Should be extremely competitive in this bunch. 13 too slow. 14, huh? Well, the price is right here. 2 races, has been just outside the money. Speed-wise, okay. Rider, trainer, all sufficient. I certainly get a stab for second, makes sense. 15, first time starter. He moves in post position 1 and high percentage trainer. Price is right again. Maybe have to pass. 16. We'll pass for now. 17 and 18 are scratch. We'll maybe take a stab on a 15. So we like 12, 14, 15, 6, 7. 1. What are we going to do with the 1? Damn it. And they're betting that 7 off that big closing effort there. What am I going to do with the 1? We'll toss him out because of the barrier. Post 13 is no good. Of course, we're betting 12, like horses from the 12 and 17 post. 6 and 7. And Let's get fancy here. We've been betting exactas and crap like that. Let's get a little fancy. Let's bet a little super. I'm sorry. Let's bet a little triple here. We'll take a stab on the 15, 12, 15, 6, 7, 12, 14, 15. What is 6, 7, 12, 14, 15? Spend a little $5 there. There we go.
Chance War of Thrones withdrawn at the start, so we go without that horse who was a big drifter in the market. 650 this morning is out the $19, so it should impact too greatly on the market. The 12 sits there at Bonnie Joy for Colt Prosser, 420 out the $5. Then we go to
interesting what we got here.
Danebrook 850 in a point and a half to 7. Another one into single figures and treats.
So
on 650 out the 750.
Let's try to look at the racing sport selections are 12-15. The 14s are big price here. Let's see what their prices are. The probables the 12. I mean the 14. All right, $36 if the 14 runs third. Yeah, we'll bet him the show. That's a really good price.
Very, very greatly. Racing in
this he's
region.
been closing well. He's way.
Going well.
I mean, his price is way over. Let's see him. Let's get that 14 in there.
Ready to go. Blue lights flashing. It'll turn to red shortly. Just repeating. War of Thrones is the late scratching. 138. Acting under vet's advice. The red light's blinking. Whoa, there's another one going to be backed out now. Just got a leg up apparently. Which one was it? That'd be Jessira. Just going to have a quick look at it. The vet doesn't sound too concerned, but that means the others have got to stand in there for a little while longer than they would have liked. Just having a look at Jessira now, Jeff Snowden. Armadale jockey's been around for a long time. Jessira. Oh, they're backing it out still. Hasn't come out yet. Okay, Jessira is okay. It's out, is it? Benny the Ball is out as well.
Jesus, come on.
Number 5, 140 is out. A late scratching Benny the Ball. We've got a couple of... there's the red lights. Where's the binoculars so I can have a look at them? There they go now. And it wasn't a bad start, although Entreat might have just been a bit slow away with Reigning Supreme. Now there's a big charge up front looking out in search of the lead. And Bonnie Joy is up there and also there too, just in behind them look, Benny the Ball's supposed to go. Oh, that's Kenny Wynn on the outside. Kenny Wynn is up there challenging as well, and so too Alpine Racer and Dane Brook. They're out in search of the lead. They're just in advance of Entreat now, who's booted up on the inside. Hot Sister is there, and further out on the track then is Dancer in the Dark. Must have got away okay today. Further back then came Corruptible. The next one then was Syrian Sea. Well back to Reigning Supreme and Testatin. Into the straight they go on Bonnie Joy. Now Entreat is getting up after being slowly away. It's getting up on the inside fence, and Dane Brook is still there, and further out is Dancer in the Dark and Hot Sister, but it's Bonnie Joy in front. They're not going to catch it. Bonnie Joy is going to go on and score brilliantly. Bonnie Joy has led all the way, leads by 2 lengths over Dane Brook second, and Treat third, something beaten. Then at the head of the others there came Dancer in the Dark, Alpine Racer.
All right, so we hit it.
And so too there was Jessira, and also
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Supreme Corruptible. Well back then came McKenny Wynn, and last of all was Testatin.
I think you can see the 14, our little bomb bet, kind of in the middle of everybody here. Right, actually, it's right there on the rail. So we hit it. What's the 6 off? We got, let's see, 2 to 1, 8 to 1, and 8 to 1. So we hit the triple, 20 center. We're gonna, it's gonna pay a little bit, not a lot of it, unfortunately. We won the 15 to try and win there, but it's good. Hit a triple. Ain't nothing wrong playing 2 bets in a race, and we hit one of them.
Now, folks. This should beat these easily.
All right, so 3C is about to go off, but what we'll do is let me move it over here. Just kind of glance at this really quick.
She'll start the favourite for the race, and I really expect her to win. I thought her jump out was simply outstanding. They went very fast time for the day as well. I think there was about 14 or 15 jump outs, and there might have been only one other jump out that went faster. To me, she looked a good thing from what I've seen from the jump outs compared to a horse like Sandbuck. I would imagine, I know that's only jump outs, but I like doing the form for those Flemington and Caulfield jump outs and get success out of them. She looked great going into the mounting yard. She was like an old stager walking around the yard. I see a lot of upside. I think the fence, you don't want to be on the fence today by the looks of it. And she's going to be coming down the centre, so I think she'll win. And marked her the best bet of the day. Now we're just about set. Terra Mia yet to move in by Deep Field. His divisor just pulling away. Marceline yet to move forward, and Sandbuck, who's had 8 starts for 4 seconds. I will say with his last performance here, he did struggle to get away from the third horse when he should have beaten it home quite easily, even though he did come clear of it late. Terra Mia is now a clear favourite in front of Sandbuck. So we're pretty close. First 2 races taken out by 2 pretty handy horses, 2 good maiden races. Here's Terra Mia moving in. She has done everything right at the track and going onto the course so far. Now she just has a little bit of a look. Now coming forward is Tom's the Star. Tom the Star being led up. So the 2 favourites out of the barrier. Terra Mia to move in. Jamie Carr for the McAvoy team. And Sandbuck for Byron Cosamanis with Jason Maskell, who rode last start. Terra Mia's into 2:45 now. It's off the charts, this. They've smashed it late in betting. She looked very, very good in her 2 trials, particularly the last one where she was given a bit more leather. First trial she ran last, but was never ever touched and did it comfortably. Now still got to get her into the barrier. Jamie may hop out or maybe stay in the saddle. She gets a head in. The attendant's pushing her forward. It's not that she's putting on any show or act. She's just a little apprehensive about it, but she moves in now. Sandbuck coming up. So Terra Mia heavily back favourite for the IGA Liquor Handicap. All set. Racing, Terra Mia second last to go, and Paliro dropped back after the start. Thomas Starr began brilliantly, went to the lead. Sandbuck working hard, moving up on the outside. He's going to be headed very quickly by going fast in between runners. Society Bill to go up and take that position. Sandbuck's very wide out. Improving Kahunga Nu. They were followed behind runners by Bloom and Crafty deep out. Divisor in that pack, 2 lengths away, making ground is Terra Mia. Very deep out on the course, but striding into it. Then Sacred Tycoon back on the fence over Marceline, and 3 or 4 to Paliro last as they come to the bend. Tom's the Star in front, leading a half length. Under pressure on the outside, Society Bill. Sandbuck and Terra Mia starting to choose steel. Coming into the race, 3
Well, last time the stretch 8 folded like you wouldn't believe, so let's see what happens here. Is 8 gonna find something? Or is he gonna fold again? It's folding time.
Terra Mia quickly went straight past Sandbuck.
It is folding time in the 10. First time starter hyped.
And it's a comfortable win on her debut performance, and she looks quite promising. Went from Sandbuck, Divisor third, and then came Tom the Star. They were followed behind those by Kahunga Nu, Marceline. Well back in the run was Bloom and Crafty, Sacred Tycoon, Society Bill, and the last one to pull in is Paliro.
Alright, let's go back to this. Handicap some Australia A here. 1 mile open for 3-year-olds. 1 has not run a mile. won at this track last race, so closing nicely. Has to carry the high weight.
There is our look at the
2 straight
runners
wins,
in the
one
yard for
off
race
the
number
maiden
5,
effort.
and they are behind the barriers at the 1680 metre mark. And I am with inching closer here. He's no love in the market here for him. He's out to $9, but gee, I thought his confidence is up, and if he can step up to running this sort of trim,
and the
should
6
jump and
scratch.
control this race. And if he gets a
He's
soft
put in a nice
first half,
effort. Second
he'll be
race
sticking on
off
tough,
the
hardy
layoff.
type at the end of it. Miss Cavallo
These races
was
back
good
here
last
are
time out.
pretty good.
Just missed out.
3 seems a little slow. So 1 back-to-back races. Both pretty slow though. I'm not sold. See 4. Look at this. Look at this soft track. The record can't have a little rain in it. I mean, the track can't have a little rain. Man, this horse would be a good bet. As such, though, good track. His form, I mean, he's fast from last year. Just hasn't looked good since then. Has had some terrible posts this year, though. I don't know, maybe someone to circle back to. Oh my eye, ow. Okay. 5, won a pretty slow race last time out. He's the only win on a good track. Seems pretty slow compared to this bunch. 6 is scratch. 7. Broke its maiden last time out. Running home. Has to carry 5 pounds more. Slow. Pass. 8 scratched. We're not going to get to that in.
And
Let's watch
we're
it.
right to go. The red light turned on. Stand by. Racing above the sky began beautifully. Joliet was away okay. Likewise, my boy Miski, Handy's Miss Cavello, trapped out as inching closer. Star Centres on the outside of Miss Jam. Group thinks out 3 and 4 wide. Second last there is Belias, and last of all is Bell Strider. So my boy Miski's got the lead here from Joliet over on the inside. Just in behind those there is Miss Cavello. Fourth out 3 wide there would be inching closer. Above the skies over on the inside. Group think out 3 wide. Belias between them. Miss Jam, Star Centre the outside, and Bell Strider's last of all. So my boy Miski loafs along by a length and a half here from Miss Cavello. Third Joliet, and fourth is inching closer. 5th and 3 wide now is Group Think. Over on the outside of Above the Sky, Belias between them, a length and a half to Miss Jam, second last Star Centre, and still Bell Strider last of all, about 9 to 10 lengths off the leader. My boy Miski by 3/4 of a length at the 800 metres marker. Second Miss Cavello, 2 lengths away. Third's inching closer. Fourth Joliet, 5th is Group Think, 3 wide down the side. Above the Sky, Bellas and Star Centre, Miss Jen second last, and still Bell Stride was last of all inside the 600 metres marker quickly. Miss Cavell on the outside of my boy Mishki. Favourites taken over the running. Up to third is Joliet. Next over on the outside, inching closer. Group Think has been wide, and Above the Skies over on the inside. So Miss Cavello went by the 250, led by 2 lengths. Joliet's up to second. Third is inching closer. Group Think is the next one. Just in front, Miss Cavello. Joliet the outside. Miss Cavello, Joliet. Joliet's poked the bib in front. Miss Cavello trying to come back. Just in front, Joliet from Miss Cavello. Joliet's in front. She wins again. Joliet by half ahead, Miss Cavello. Third Group Think, a big run after being wide. Inching closer, Miss Jam. Bell Strider Above the Sky. Bella starts.
That was a good... we're glad we did not bet that race. We didn't like the one too much. So, good race to be shut out on. Alright, let's see. We got Australia. Strike, he has 7 minutes. Oh my goodness, we got paid big time on our little 20-cent nubby thing. Man, oh man. I paid a bundle. I will take it. Let's try. Let's see what the super paid there. I paid a bundle for the triple. I wasn't expecting that. Alright. Super. 20-cent super with the one who ended up actually being the favorite. Paid 105 bucks. So we'll take it. We're up a good 30 piece. Up a good 30 piece so far. Rubbing the hands. Rubbing the hands. Alright, let's go. Australia D. We got some momentum going. 7 scratched. Goldburn. Okay. 7 scratch. Going a mile. Little maiden race. Again. Hasn't gone the mile. Hasn't looked good stretching out. Easy pass. Two. John's Law. 0 for 15. Slow. Ugly. No thanks. 3 horse. Taking some betting so far. Last 3 efforts at a mile. Has a fourth. Both fourths weren't particularly close. You're on a soft track though. And a third after making the lead. Not bad, but not, you know, not super impressive. I can't remember this a little bit. Okay. Not bad, but not great either. So we'll see. We'll see what else we got going on in this race. Okay, it's just 7 scratched. Just trying to make sure. Alright, 4. Post 6. Ooh. 2 soft track races. Form last year is negligible. 4 barriers. Several. I mean, they've been working this horse out to get them right. First race off the layoff, Metro track, the M. So that's your big boy, fancy pantsy track. Ran last, but it was fast. And it wasn't terribly far behind. It was a big long shot, nothing was expected. Sat far back last race, coming back to the provincial track and bumped him in. Running the closing second from an outside post. Yeah, I mean, definitely warrants some interest. Alright, to 5. Didn't show much of anything on the soft ground. Wasn't expected to do anything. Wasn't expected to do anything in that first lifetime race. Nothing likable there. 6 horse. Tough post. Kind of stays in the mix, but hasn't made a big move. And it's then going to have to overcome some bad post positions. Doesn't seem to have the stop and start speed needed to really compete. 7 scratched. At 8. Race at Goldburn last time. Post position 1. Pretty straightaway race. Ran second. Not bad. Has to do this from post 10 though, this time. Not a enthusiastic endorsement here. 9. Hangs around. Looks kind of slow though. I think we'll pass. 10. Similar profile to the 9, except the 10 is a little faster. Post position 7. hasn't shown much fight, and he's fallen off. Like he's saying second or third, but to clear winners who have been several lengths ahead of him. We'll pass there too. 11, one start, soft track, went off 81 to 1. You know, I can't see any huge improvements on this one. Although rider and trainer, you know, I'm not. I'd have to see something first. Okay. Okay, alright, so we get to 12. Kind of slow. Not really interested. 13 looks like a kind of rank outsider, first time starter. 12 just seems a little slow here. Okay, so who do we like here? We don't like any of these outs. Any of these 8 through 12. So we like the 4. 3 seems okay, but it looks like he's going to be overbet, and the 1 or 2 are way. This is not a good bunch. You know, I also want to go back to this 5. I mean, I thought the 5 didn't look too great, but seeing the rest of the field, I mean, the rest of the field's really bad compared to what the 5 could do. We can take a chance here. We can take a chance on a little triple. I'm going to play the 4. He looks like he's the liveliest of any of this bunch. 4 with the 3-5, with the 3-5 at 6. And we're going to toss out all these 8 through 13 runners. Not a big fan of any of them. So so the 3 should get comfortable on the lead, although I'm not sold. Not sold he can really kick. 4 will probably be mid-pack, and he should offer up some nice running late. Need the 5. 5 as post position 1. Just needs to stay interested. Stay interested enough to get a piece. And the 6 has a far outside post, but I like his chances to drum up a rally for 3rd. Scare factors here, the 8. Post position 10, you know, he shows he can kind of move up from mid-pack, but you know, I'm not sold he didn't just parlay the 1 post in his last race into a good finish. 9 and 10, these kind of unsexy running styles. The 11 really kind of scares me. He's a big bomb, but these connections, you know, they're not, you know, they don't make it their job to put out 80 to 1 no-hopers. So, I mean, the horse has every right to improve greatly off that last start. All right, here we go.
All going down on her nose, Annie Wish. She bombed the start and missed it by 2 or 3 lengths. Out quickly, Tiz Warbro. Russian Missiles accelerating up into 2nd, placing in 3rd, Spring Secret in between of them. They're followed then by Willow Grace, who came across onto the fence in 4th, 2 lengths away.
Oh, the 3 is getting absolutely
ruined
ruined here in the early going.
It's outside of
Absolutely ruined. He is done.
The inside is Peppercarney,
Could not make the lead. He's going to have to back off. Going to have to settle. He's already spent a little. It's going to be a problem here. I had a 4 should win so easy here. It's just going to be a joke.
Placing Spring Secret, 2.5 Russian Missile in 3rd place. Willow Grace is 4th on the rails. Chariots of Fire's had a nice run, 5th on the outside. 2 Tamarin Falls. By Cromac midfield the rail. 3 Peppercarney. 2 lengths away Gunner Lover from John's Law Renwick. And Danny Wishes last in a dozen off the leader. They come to the home turn. 500 metres left to run. Tiz Warbro about to be joined on the outside by Spring Secret. Russian Missiles about to peel out and make a line of 3. Chariots of Fire's cruised up out 4 wide now to join them.
Oh my goodness, there's a 4.
And then came Willow Grace by Cromac. Next Gunner Lover and Renwick. 250 to go now. Chariots of Fire's hit the front. Tamarin Falls has run to 2nd. Renwick's running on deeper. It's Chariots of Fire at the 125.
Get this 5 and 6 up. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Get up 5.
Printing clear late. Chariots of Fire won it well, but Gunner Lover Third's a photo, Tamarin Falls or Renwick. Then Spring Secret. Next came Any Wish, who bombed it at the
Oh my
start.
goodness, I don't think we got it, man. I do not think we got it. We are right the fuck
Well, that
there.
Tiswell
Oh
Row.
god.
And last home here, John's Law.
We got that 5 to run out of the ground. We needed the 6 outside for third.
That settled in a nice spot,
And I think the 8 just held on just enough.
Enjoy the ride, basically. The speed was good, except poor Any Wish. Blundered out of the gates, and Jay lost his iron there. That was the end of her. But look, into $1.90 in the end. But dear me, it was an easy.
So here's what we needed. This damn 6.
As many as he could, but no one could take him any further, and he was left in front a long, long way.
We needed this far outside. The gray, I think. There's 2 grays. We need both of them to get up. We got the 5, and we needed the 6.
Queued up for second. Gunner Lover. The 2 greys have steamed home from back. Gunner Lover's run second, and 6 has got third. Rennie,
yes!
A little bit of value, was just bobbed on the line to beat Tamarin Falls. Look, we've got no one here for John Thompson's, but he'd be pretty happy with that.
Yes! And, they gave it to the 6. Impossible! Impossible!
That's 3 down. 3
Unbelievable! Unbelievable! They gave it to the 6 for third. I don't even know how. We got that triple home though. That's pretty freaking nice. Let's see if we can see what the old payoffs are.
Okay, so fourth event, fillies and mares coming in the yard here. Benchmark 66 over 1,200 metres. This is the
so let's just verify we did get the triple.
Race. At the moment,
we did. We had 4 with the 3-5 with 3-5-6.
And the favourite, second elect, 480 frozen in time for Chris Lees, who won the first race today with the Whopper.
The 4 is obviously the favourite, but we got some nice prices behind them. The 4-5 exacted itself paying 45, so.
Pretty solid at around the 550 quote. And of the others in a single figures, Typhoon Bonnie at 850, and the other one is Steamboat Sally.
Should pay nice for a triple. If I had to estimate 4-5-6 with exactly paying $44, and the 6 being a nice price in third.
To be ridden by
absolutely flying.
We should
63 kilos,
should
that's a tough ask.
Get like $140 back for the $1 triple.
In very good form. Only got beat 1.8 on the Kenzo last start.
Anything less than like a 125 for the dollars, not very. We're not pleased with.
And run third of Port Macquarie to the Flying Kalapari on the 20th of March.
Anything over anything over 150 is really nice. So we'll see. The other triple that we had paid way more than it should. So hopefully they're paying pretty good tonight at Australia. So we'll see. We still got plenty of racing to go. Still got plenty of racing to go. We got some momentum, people. We got some momentum. And that's good. Need all the damn momentum we
Her
can
run
get.
the other day was a ripper at Newcastle in that 1400 beyond.
Okay, so race 2, race 4B has 10 minutes. I'm gonna go get some water. So
midfield, very strong late.
all right.
She's won a race on this track. She carries those familiar black colours of the Thompson family, and she is drawn well. But is she sharp enough for these?
We get down to 3. She's spicy. Matt Dunn, Matt McGurran.
Oh, a big runner, Bell on the last start on a bog track. Come from second last, only got beat a length, field of 14. Benchmark 66. Prior to that, third at Doomben. Define is the power. I think this is a big player. Matty Dunn travelling a few down there today.
Big odds is 4 Lala Loopsy, Brian Dixon, Reece Jones.
Well, Gav, its form's not that good. It went to Orange last start, only beat 3 home. 6 at Wellington. Ran 4th to Weather Channel at Musselbrook. That'd be its best run lately. But I don't like it in this race.
Okay, we go to the favourite, Frozen in Time, a last start winner, Chris Lees, Louise Day.
Yeah, she always looks well. Lovely filly. What she had, 8 starts, 3 wins, 3 placings. Led all the way at Port Macquarie the other day. Louise Day's rode her in about 95% of her starts. The Newton family who control her and bred her, they love Louise, and she's always done a good job on her. She loves this horse. She jumps and leads around Tamworth. She'll be very hard to run down, and she does like the lead.
Another one that likes to go forward, nice and fresh, is 6 Steamboat Sally, Cody Morgan, Kyle Wilson-Taylor.
All right.
There you go. Soft spot for this filly. I backed her when she won her last start at Muswellbrook in September. Now, at that stage,
Get
Peter
down to
and Paul
business
Snowden
here.
had her. She's now been moved on,
Australian B.
and she's with Cody Morgan.
Any
Nice
scratches? Yeah,
trial
the
the
8
other day
scratched
behind
here.
Madam Pauline at Scone.
All right, so we'll see what we got here. Man, I'm really glad to get that 6 home. Okay. We are going 6 furlongs. Benchmark 66 for fillies and mares on the good track. Ooh, 139 pounds. Ew. 1 for 1 at the track, though. We'll see what the others look like before making a judgment there. Horse. Good at the distance. Good at distance. Good at the track. Good on the good track. So these last 3 races, they're kind of slow, but they're excusable because they're not on the good going. The mare's going to have to find some form that she literally hasn't showed in the last, like, 12 races here. 10 races. So, if we're betting on the hope that she finds something that, and I guess the last race was okay, but of course should improve on a good track. We can come back again. She's spicy. 6 furlongs. Horse hasn't gone 6 in a while. Maddie McGarren, who we like. It's good. Good rider. Heavy track came from Nowheresville on the heavy track with an apprentice. Before that, Dooman, decent effort. These are all decent efforts here. Then McGarren should help. Definitely in there. They're betting the horse as a favorite right now, but definitely one to consider. La Loopsy. Coming out of an open race. Really no hope. Benchmark. Post 14. It's a really interesting runner. A lot of these country tracks are kind of like the lower, less heralded country tracks. Won a little picnic race here with 4 horses. I don't know. We're gonna have to come back. The horse shows like, well, must be someone's pet. 8-year-old horse with a whopping 17 starts. Interesting. We'll come back. 5. Gate to wire win against 14 from the 14 posts. Fancy. Has to carry a lot of weight here for a 3-year-old filly against older mares. It's interesting. Form on the good track is on a good race is a bit iffy. I'm just really concerned about this weight. It seems particularly high, especially for a horse that may or may not need to lead specifically. We'll come back. All right, our 4, 5, 6 paid $148, so that's good. We're hoping it was within our range of expectations, so we are now up to 140 or so, 150. We were up like $30 before that, so that's good. Profitable so far, and I don't plan on getting on out of line, so probably gonna stay profitable. 6 is coming off a layoff. Speed type. Not interested. 7 horse. 7 horse really doesn't win out of turn. This is pretty slow. Pass, 8 scratched. 9 Yulong. Too slow. 10 too slow. 11. Too far back. I'm probably too slow. 12. It's been off for too long. Even though it has this super wacky 7 lengths barrier trial win. Gets a small bunch, although this time's not anything to write home about. And a 13. Probably get some weight off. I'm not convinced. Not interested. Wide draw. Too slow. Again, we're just kind of able to throw out a whole bunch of the low weight runners. So I'm really interested in this little pet horse on the floor. They, This is a big long shot. 2 is also a big long shot for some reason. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. We're going to bet the 4. We're going to bet the 4. Put a little exacta. And then we're going to put $2 to win on the 2 because his value, I mean, my general opinion is he should probably be like 5 to 1 and he's 15 to 1 right now. So the 3 and 5 seem very overbet. We'll see how it goes.
Back of country cups and won a few in town. But he said, RT said, Gaz, Jardel was a beauty.
She was. I couldn't, I'm 70 now, so my memory's not what it was, although it's still pretty good.
It's a little chilly up in here.
Years and years ago, I'm sure I knew the name, and when they asked me on the radio, what's this Jardel all about on our radio this morning, I said, I'm sure it was a good horse. But I knew RT would know because he rode a lot of winners for Jardel's trainer, Arthur Gore, when Robert was an apprentice, even, and then after that.
Okay, all right, okay. All right.
That's right. So that
Rubbing
is
the
the mare in which
so
this
officially
name is
at
raced,
the moment we are up.
named after. All right, we've still got a couple out. One of them was playing up a little bit behind the line. Everything quite all right now, though. So they're coming up, and in fact, they're nearly set. Frozen in time to run favourite.
Yeah, boy.
At 310 over 12. Tom Bolo at 550 for Rod Northam and RT. His kick.
Remember, I wouldn't be streaming this if I wasn't good at it. And actually, streaming helps me when I talk it out like that. It allows me to kind of think things through much better.
Ruby Two Shoes are the only 2 to be positioned. Frozen in time, $3.10 on the fixed, and also the parimutuel last time I looked. Now the rider Sam Clinton has dismounted from Frozen in Time, who is proving somewhat problematical. Ooh. So they've got Frozen in Time up to the gates now, and it goes in, which is good because it is the favourite. Hunters will be happy. Frozen in Time goes up, goes in. Ruby Two Shoes is the next one to come along. And they'll be set to go. There's the red light. There's the red light now. 1,200 metres the trip. And they're off and racing in the Jardel Cup, and away smartly was Steamboat Sally. Frozen in Time got away quickly too on the inside. There is Blinkin' Legend. They were followed further out on the track then by She's Spicy, whizzing around the outside of La La Loopsy. Just in behind those, Typhoon Bonnie into a good spot. Then midfield, Tom Bolo. Ruby Two Shoes is back on the outside of Dame Kiri.
Our little picnic runner giving up, making sure they're parked out wide here.
Ready to go.
It's got a chance.
whips them in as they race down the side. 600 metres left to go now, and two sharing the lead. Frozen in Time on the inside of the locally trained Steamboat Sally. She's spicy, just poised in behind them, ready to pounce. Then came Lala Loopsy, Blinken Legend, followed 2 lengths off. Then Tombolo scrubbed along around the outside of Typhoon Bonnie. Yulong Monoceros from Ready to Go. Then Dame Kiri, well back, Class of Plenty, and Elsnell into the straight they go, and Frozen in Time has booted clear. She's spicy, giving chase down the outside, and so too is Ruby Two Shoes. It's Frozen in Time. It's out about 2 lengths on Ruby Two Shoes, and Tombolo is coming home quickly, but Frozen in Time has scored in the Jardine Cup, beats Tombolo. Third over the line, Typhoon Bonnie, Ruby Two Shoes, Blinken Legend. Then came Dame Kiri. They were followed over the line then by Lala Lucy.
Nah,
She's spicy.
no good there. The 5 was able to carry the weight.
Nell from Steamboat
Ran a
Sally,
big
Class of
race, got
Plenty,
out
Yulong
there.
Monoceros, and Ready to Go. Yep, the favourite scores, Frozen in Time, up on the pace all the way.
Has been solidly back to win the race. Looks like definitely going to get over a bit more ground. Mellum riding. Now Muganella rider is momentarily out of the saddle. Spring break about to come up. Went down to the barrier nice and relaxed with a good attitude. Now Trenchant about to move in. Waiting on Millie the second and Hinley Miss. And they'll be the last lot to move in. Cremont comes in another half point late in betting. Hinley Miss just easing out a little bit. Die High stands.
All right, let's take a look at Australia A coming up. Let's see, 1, 4, 8, 13. Oh my goodness gracious. That's a lot of L scratches there. Gonna have to make a memory of that. Okay, here we go. Alright, 1 scratch. So let's get 6 if 3/4 furlong, which is, let's see, it's 100, which is what, like 1200. So it's like, yeah, it's 1200 meters, like 1350 or something. I don't know, it's too late to be doing math like that. So it's like, yeah, it's like 1375, 1375 meters. So 7 furlongs would be 1400 meters. So it's like, yeah, it's like whatever 3/4 of, yeah, so yeah, 1350, I believe. All right, so now that we got that hard brain work out of the way, all right, so the 2, this is class 1. All right, so she's coming off a maiden victory, hard fought, kind of slow. 3/4. Hasn't shown much. Hasn't shown anything since the maiden victory last year. Alright, 4 is scratched. That's 5, 6, and 7. Okay, we're on something here. Had the lead last race. Gave it up with 4 lengths loss. Horse doesn't really broke its maiden on the lead. Horse looks like he could settle, possibly. Price will be right. Horse would be a ton of, would be a big odds. You got a good rider. Speed figures are okay. I mean, racing style is prominent. Horse would be prominent. Put on the shelf. All right, 6. We have to go to the Wayback Machine to find a race where this horse was worthwhile. That's just too bad a form to consider. 7. Speed horse. Really problematic when he doesn't get the lead. Comes off a short layoff where he'll pass. Alright, 8 scratch. Let's go to the 9. Post position 1. A lot of speed in this race. This is a not true speed horse. Post position 1. Broke its maiden on the front end. Pretty slow. Doesn't look good when he's not on the lead. I think we're going to have to toss there. Go to the 10. 10's the favorite. First race off a layoff. Pretty even. Broke its maiden impressively last year. Its only race. Post positions don't get any worse than this, though. You know, the horse broke its maiden for the 2-hole against 11 rods. I mean, it's going to be treacherous coming over. No, I don't know if the horse shows being able to cut over. We'll have to think about that. Okay, the 11. A lot of seconds and thirds here. Just not particularly fast. Didn't do much from a bad post last time. It was bad. I think we're going to have to toss. Probably going to be underlaid, and we're not interested in an underlay that's going to have to come from a tough spot. Right, to 12. Last race was pretty ugly. Horse just too slow. Horse been racing against like tougher company. This has been too slow. Race against easier last time and didn't show it to be a difference. 13, 14 are scratch. 15 just broke his maiden. Gets a good post. Always in the thick of it. Has been in the money 5 of 8. And at least from here, 2 of the races out of the money were a 5th and a 4th. They're betting them. I'm not a big fan of this underlay activity. Possibly a 3rd. 16 is scratched. 17. Too slow. 18. Too slow. 19. Ill. And the 20. Not inspiring confidence with these also eligibles. So who do we like? We like the 15. We like the 10 a little bit of 10, 15. 5. 5 with the 2, 10, 15 maybe. Sounds pretty good. Well, I'll tell you, we did we were so focused on that. And the race already ran.
Super Giant, too good from that outside gate. I was critical.
And we
this
saved
morning.
money, so that's good.
Short. He was won like a $2 pop. Didn't he just cruise across to the front and rolled along, and good sharp win. That'll do his confidence a world of good there, and he's really kicked on well around that bend and shot away in front of La Trioli, who was honest. Got a good ride there by Jag and kicked on well. Nice retort and Magic Bean. So 10, 15, 7 and 6 for race number 6. We're off to Goldwyn for race 4 with John and China.
Cafe Terrace. He's getting on. He's a 7-year-old, start number 62. He's won 2 races, so not disgraced beyond keep me posted at now. This is a tougher race, and he's $100. And Mingle Arbor, this one for John Ross, Kira Kajia.
All right, here we go. We got
and there's no second up form.
7 minutes to the race at Goulburn. 2-4 scratched.
What do you found for us in race 4?
Let's see if we can actually get a bet in this time. I will say this will probably be the last betting race of the night. Just getting a little tired. Just a little tired. Nothing crazy. I'm not staggering, but as soon as you start to lose a decent amount of focus, you're going to start to miss things, and that's probably the most frustrating thing of handicapping, when you just miss really good information that you would normally be able to identify when you're fully alert. So let's see, Goulburn. 6 furlongs, class 2. High weight is the 1. Has been off form for a while, and look at that, like, finally got back onto winning. Had to go to Albury on a heavy track in a class 1 to get back on the winning board. And I don't know, didn't dominate that field like maybe should have. So I don't know, maybe we'll see. 2 scratched, 3 horse. Here's those connections I was talking about. Look, dude, they're pretty good. He had that bomb in the other one. Horse has 2 trials after being on a layoff. This horse has an okay race off the layoff there. Here at Goulburn, didn't finish in the money. It was a fast race though. Broke its maiden next time. Maybe we have to wait a race here for the 3. They're betting them a lot. I'm not too big of a fan of that. 4 scratched. 5. Let's see distance again. 6 furlongs. Yeah. 5. Stretched out to the mile last time. Maybe a touch far. Comes back to 6. We like that move. Horses 1 at this track. 3 or 4 in the money and distance. Good record on the good track. You know, we can even throw those 2 soft track races out. Horse shows not liking the wet. Brock Ryan's done well with them. I mean, 5's definitely good. Post is a little bit of concern. Not super concerned though. 6 comes off a maiden breaker. Looked pretty good. Looked okay before that. Had some pretty fast form last year. Hasn't run back to that speed type of form though. We'll come back to it. 7. 7 horse. Interesting. I brought the horse to the Metro track in December. Ran dead last. First race off the layoff. Just hasn't done enough. Eight's interesting. Gets a lot of weight off. The horse won last race. And will really benchmark, kind of similar to the 1, but the difference between this 1 and 8 is 8 gets a ton of weight off this time, and has shown pretty good speed previously. Price is right, I think. 10 to 1. 8's interesting. Second place maybe. 9's too slow. 10. Probably a little too slow this time. 11. Too slow. 12. Really too slow. Okay, so we like the 8. We like the 5. We like the 5 and the 8. And we're really interested in the 3. We're not. Don't think much of the 1. So we don't think the 8 can win. That's probably, maybe that's a bad assessment. The 8 can win here. Let's play an exacta here. Let's play an exacta. We like the 5 and the 8. We'll exacta 5, 8 with 3, 5, 6, 8. And we'll toss an extra box of the 5, 8 because we like those. Okay. Alrighty then. So here we go. They're loading the gate now. We'll see what happens.
And your second pick, Kattegat here, 3, 6, 5, 1. I made it. China like the 3 as well. It's been a favourites day out so far. The first 3 saluting. So let's hope that continues here. They're loading at Goulburn at the 1,200 metre start. Here's Matt Jackson.
Riding here, he'll no doubt be down at Wagga for the carnival the end of this week. Destiny's D-Day comes up to his stall now. So Destiny's D-Day ready. Irresistible Girl, who's going to be ridden further forward, is about to walk up to her gate now. So Irresistible Girl is ready. Atomic Blast comes in. Cafe Terrace about to walk up into his gate. And that leads it for Kattegat to complete it. And they'll be set for race number 4. Kattegat 380 in from 420, a last start Maruya winner. So they're all in the gates now. Quaddie first leg. Good luck if you're playing at 1 today. They're ready to jump. Favourite Tringanu. They're set. And they're off now. And he jumped with them, Tringanu. Atomic Blast a touch low. Irresistible Girl as notified. Jumped out quickly and will lead from Destiny's D-Day. 3 wide going forward early is Cafe Terrace, and Tringanu's going to slot across 4th. At the moment, 1 away from the rails. Mo Time is deep on the improve, and back along the fence is Blue Tattoo. They're followed then by Against the Tide. Next, Kattegat, who's wide with some cover outside Atomic Blast, and Mingalaba 2 lengths away at the end. So they come down the side, and it's Irresistible Girl, the leader. Destiny's D-Day a length away second. Deep Cafe Terrace. Mo Time's been 4 wide all the way. Blue Tattoo fifth on the fence.
The 8's done a great job of defending the rail here. If the rail opens, he's good. He hasn't spent an ounce. Here we go.
Irresistible Girl at the 300, led by a length Cafe Terrace. Tringanu starting to thread through now. Kattegat's running on wider with Against the Tide. Kattegat deep out and Against the Tide have moved up to hit the lead. Tringanu's getting through now. Kattegat out wide's got the momentum though. Has taken a clear lead from Tringanu, and Kattegat too good. Kattegat won by a length on Against the Tide, and Tringanu in 3rd place. 4th Irresistible Girl from Atomic Blast. They're followed in then by Blue Tattoo. Then Cafe Terrace, Mo Time, Destiny's D-Day, and Mingalaba last all the way.
Kattegat ran right up to his looks, and he got a few breaks to a nice little bit of time to relax, get back, and that's 2 on the bounce for him since he joined Nat Jarvis yard. Nat down at the horse stall, she's looking after no emotion at the moment, but
there we go. Well, we knew who the key players were there, but just didn't take advantage of it.
About 8 the 1 well at Maruya, and yeah, we're confident going in today. Just the white gate. You know, you never know. You need a bit of luck, and Shawnee rode him perfect, got him to relax and hit the line nice and hard. So
these gates might suit him, Luke. He's been back and with a bit of room, and he's got a big stride on him.
Yeah, I was carrying on a bit with the wide gates the last few weeks, but in the end they've got a stack of winners, so maybe if we keep drawing wide it'd be good. But he'll probably head to the paddock now, I'd say. He's got a bit of ability and we'll look after him.
Yeah, look, a right way to do it, mate. A great
All right. Okay. All right, guys, that is enough for tonight. Pretty good. We deposited a whopping $20, and our balance is up to 182. So that is a 162. That is a 162 profit on the night. Probably keep that in there. Keep that nice and warm. Keep it nice and warm for the next round of betting. But if you tuned in at any portion of the stream tonight, thank you. Much appreciated. And hope you guys have a good night. Thanks. Bye.